We are on live at this time. I am ready to proceed. Council, who do we have up first? Please
Judge,
make sure you keep your devices on mute until your case is called. Go right ahead, Mr. Fikens.
Thank you, Your Honor. First person we have is Brittany Allen.
All right, Ms. Allen, if you could unmute for me, please. I am ready to call your case. I have the following for you. I have, wait a minute, Ms. Allen, was she on for 1:30 today? Yes, I do see
She
her.
was.
I have case number SP 7921651. Ms. Allen, state your full name, please.
Brittany Monet Allen.
Thank you and good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
All right, Mr. Fikens.
Your Honor, this is the date and time set for trial. No issuing officer having signed in does not appear in the courtroom. Defendant would move to dismiss without prejudice at this time.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lewis, did any officers call the courtroom to check in on today?
No officers checked in with me, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. I'm satisfied. I've given enough time. I'm dismissing without prejudice. Thank you, ma'am. The people are at liberty to recharge you if that's what they decide to do. But today it's being dismissed and you'll get your paperwork in the mail, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, who do we have up next?
Kyle Anderson, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Anderson, if you could unmute for me, I have case number SP 1223163, counts 1 and 2. Mr. Anderson, state your full name for me.
Kyle Anderson.
Oh, there you are. All right. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to you. I'm sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
Hello, my name is Kyle Anderson.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. All right, Mr. Fikens, how are we proceeding today?
Judge, this is the date and time set for trial. The issuing officer having not signed in does not appear in the courtroom. Defendant would move to dismiss these matters without prejudice, knowing full well that the prosecutor could restart these matters in the future.
They certainly could, but for today, the officer has not appeared. I am dismissing both of the matters without prejudice. Thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right. Who do we have up next?
Judge, the last person set for trial today is Mr. Anoya, Anouya. I believe he's present in the courtroom.
All right. I have the following. Well, I don't see a Mr. Anoya.
I am told he's in the courtroom, Judge.
Oh, he's physically in the courtroom. I'm
Physically.
sorry.
No,
All right,
He's
let's
in the
adjust
he's
the
in the
camera.
wheelchair. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank y'all. Let's adjust the camera so that I can capture his image. He doesn't have to move, just adjust the camera if you can.
Just open up that. Easier. Audio man, Judge. I'm not video guy.
That's okay. That's okay. Keep swinging.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's good enough, right there. That's good, right there. All right. And this is Mr. Anayu, you said, Mr. Fikens?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. I have case number U 173-57914. Sir, please state your name for the record. Thank you so much and good afternoon to you, sir. All right, Mr. Fikens, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, this is the date and time set for trial. The issuing officer did not appear by way of Zoom, does not appear in the courtroom. Defendant would move to dismiss this matter without prejudice.
All right, thank you. I am granting the motion. I'm dismissing the matter without prejudice. Thank you, sir. You'll get your dismissal papers before you leave today, okay?
Okay, but I have a question.
Yes.
This is address, it's not my address here, paper.
Okay,
So I
well,
paid
let's make sure.
$500 bond.
I'm sorry.
The address here is not my address. It's
Okay.
different. Well, I pay 500 pounds. If you send it 500 pounds, I can't find it to this address.
I'm not
Okay,
understanding what he's
he
saying.
has
Mr.
a-
Franklin.
He has a $500 bond, but they don't have a correct address. I can have them go across the hall, and they can correct that so that once he gets the dismissal paper, they can send the bond to the right address.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. All right, sir. So we'll get you squared away
This is my
before you
also
leave the
new
courtroom.
address.
They'll make sure Mr. Lewis will direct you, the officer. They'll help you to get to where you need to go to get your address corrected so your bond can be returned, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. Enjoy your day. All right,
You too. You
Who
have
do
a
we
good
have?
day.
You too, thank you. Who do we have up
Okay, just
next?
have to go there.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Reed, you want to?
Judge, I have Mr. Lenoris Allen. If he will unmute himself, unmute yourself, Mr. Allen. Come on the screen, unmute yourself.
All right, I'm asking him to
There
unmute.
he is.
Yes, hello.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Allen.
Good afternoon, Judge.
All right, let me place your case numbers on the record. I have SP 1164725, counts 1, 2, and 3. Sir, state your name for me.
Lenoris Allen.
Okay, thank you. How are we proceeding today, Mr. Reed?
Thank you, Judge. First of all, Mr. Allen would apologize, Judge. He was in the courtroom this morning, approximately 10:30, but they had technical difficulties. He could not attach the audio. He came back this afternoon. He wishes to resolve these matters. He has 3 tickets up for show cause. He appears on the second page of the docket. He wishes to resolve these matters today. We don't have an offer, but fortunately, he does fall under the memorandum of understanding, and we'd like to take advantage of that. As to count 1, which is a no-op, he would plead guilty to that. Would be recommended amended to failure to display, and counts 2 and count 3 would be dismissed per the memorandum of understanding, Judge. That's how he would like to proceed today at the court's pleasure.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to set aside the KPS that was entered for him earlier as to all 3 matters. And then, Mr. Allen, I'm going to have you raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. Mr. Reed, you may proceed as to constitutional rights and then on to factual basis.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. Mr. Allen, we talked in the breakout room, and I explained to you about your constitutional rights to trial by judge or by jury, your right to testify, call witnesses, all those good constitutional rights. And you wish to waive those rights and enter a plea of guilty today and take advantage of the offer. Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
And we talked about the voluntary. No one's forcing you to plead to guilty today. This is your decision, voluntary, after talking to me and talking about the offer. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
I'm satisfied voluntary waiver, Your Honor. May I do factual basis?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Mr. Allen, on the date and time of these citations in the city of Detroit, you were operating a motor vehicle. When stopped by law enforcement, you were unable to produce a valid Michigan driver's license. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
I'm satisfied as well. I'm accepting your plea of guilty. I am amending the charge to failure to display a valid operator's license. And I am going to adjourn the other matters. They won't be dismissed until you've paid this one in full. Mr. Reed, is there anything you'd like me to know about your client, Mr. Allen, before sentencing?
Yes, Judge, absolutely. My client informs me that he is 64 years of age, has a birthday coming up. His whole income is what he receives from SSI, which is approximately $800 a month. He would not be able to pay the entire amount today. he is asking for 30 days to pay. And he also indicated that he would like to pay some money when he gets. I told him I thought that they would accept money partially, but he would like to do that also, Judge. He does need 30 days to pay. Thank you.
All right. And so thank you for sharing that information, Mr. Allen. I am going to assess the cost at $200. I'll set the fine, however, at $25. And so
Thank you.
you will have to get this paid. I'll give you a little bit more than a month. I'll have you get this paid by June 2nd, 2022. So I'm going to set the matter that Mr. Allen has pled guilty on. It'll be adjourned to pay. And that will be for June 2nd, 2022 at 10:30. The remaining matters, 2 matters, will be set for review on June 2nd, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. If you get it all paid, Mr. Allen, you don't have to come back to court. We'll close it all out for you and just give you your 2 dismissals. If for some reason you don't get the matter paid, you do need to return to court on June 2nd, okay?
Yes, you had, the judge, you had froze stuff for a second. It just froze.
I did. All right. Let me do it one more time. So
Okay.
I have assessed your cost at $200. Did you get that?
Yes.
I also assessed the fine at $25.
Okay.
I'm giving you until June 2nd, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. to get it paid. Did you get that?
Yes, Colin, you saying the 25, when you were saying the 25, that's when what I be paying until June. And once June hit,
You're gonna owe us $200 plus $25. And
I
any
see.
other cost on that ticket. I don't know if there are other costs on the ticket. And so you're gonna get everything paid before June 2nd, 2022.
Okay, June the 2nd, yeah. Yes,
If you don't get it paid, you need to come back to court on June 2nd at 10:30 a.m.
I see.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
That's failed to display on count 1. That's failed to display on count 1.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make
Okay.
payment.
Okay, Mr. Allen, are you good?
Yes, the payments I can pay by card, cause when I get my check, I get it through the mail, through the check, through the card, credit
Yes,
card.
sir.
So
You
I
should
can
be able to
call.
pay it. You can
to-
either come down to the courthouse and pay it,
Mhm.
or you can go to a kiosk and pay it. But probably, you want to just come down to the court, get it taken care of, so you can get it out the way, okay?
Okay,
All right. Thank you, Mr. Allen.
and thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
You too.
All right, very good. I'm ready to call the remainder of the docket. I don't see any other defendants present. Are we ready for the remainder of the docket?
I believe Ms. Bradfield has somebody who was supposed to be here in the morning, Judge.
Mr. Arnold.
Well, he's not on the screen. Why is Mr. Arnold?
The judge requires your camera to be on.
Are we in the courtroom, Judge?
Unmute, Mr. Arnold. Your video just went on.
Oh yeah, I pushed the wrong button. Yeah,
Sir, I'm not gonna talk to you until your video is on. Let's go to the case that's in the courtroom. Who's in the courtroom? Let Mr. Arnold get his life together. Who's in the courtroom?
Stacey Anderson.
Who is? I'm sorry.
Stacey Anderson.
Has anyone met with Stacey Anderson? Stacey Anderson.
Yes, Judge. Judge, Mr. Anderson was here for a review. It was adjourned to pay. He had 3 tickets. The clerk has confirmed that he paid the count 1. So the other 2 counts were to be dismissed upon payment. That's what I was told, Judge, for Mr.
And-
Anderson.
Okay, so for Mr. Anderson, we called his cases earlier and he had not paid. So Mr. Lewis, has Mr. Anderson made his payment?
That's correct, Your Honor. He came in late. He said he tried to make a payment. They would not take his payment. I had to actually go over there, figure out what the problem was to get his payment paid. So he did pay his payment.
All right, so for case number SP 122-68281, that case is paid in full, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, then I'm setting aside the capias and I'll close that matter. And then with respect to counts 2 and 3 of the same case, I'm setting aside the capias and I'm dismissing both of those matters. Mr. Anderson, you are in great shape. Thank you for coming down to take care of business.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you'll get your dismissal paperwork for your 2 matters, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. All right. Now, Miss Bradfield, Attorney Bradfield,
Yes, Your
you want
Honor.
to see if your client has himself together? Because he was due at 9:30. I'm not really trying to talk to him at 2:22.
I know, Your Honor. We're asking the court if they could hear his matter this afternoon. He apologized for being late. Is that correct, Mr. Arnold? Unmute,
Yes,
Mr. Arnold.
my alarm didn't go off. I had an alarm set for the date, but it didn't go off, so I didn't. But I still remembered. I was stopped what I was doing, and
Right. Okay, that's good right there.
I'm trying to do
All
something.
right. Oh, no, because you might tell me some more and it might make me do something different. All right. Miss Bradfield, are you ready to proceed as to Mr. Arnold?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, very good. I have the following matters. I have SP 120-1692, counts 1 and 2. Mr. Arnold, please state your full name for the record.
Terrence Arnold.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Bradfield, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'd like to ask if you placed a warrant on him early, if the warrant can be recalled.
The warrant is recalled. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. For purposes of arraignment, he stand mute and waive formal readings.
All right.
Your Honor, my client would like to avail himself of the offer that if he was to plead responsible as charged to no proof of insurance, that the misdemeanor charge of no registration will be dismissed. Is that correct, Mr. Arnold?
Yes.
And you taking that offer on your own free will?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Lewis, while I'm swearing in the witness, would you look up the fine associated with insurance no proof? That would be as to count 2, so that the court can know what the statutory fine will be. All right, Mr. Arnold, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. You may place your hand down. Attorney Bradfield, you may proceed.
On the date and time in question, were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you stopped by a city of Detroit police officer?
Yes.
They asked you to provide proof of insurance for the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you did not have proof of insurance at that time. Is that correct?
Correct.
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
I'm satisfied as well. I'll accept your plea of responsible. Mr. Lewis, what's the statutory fine?
95, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, did you say 95?
$195.
195. All right, so I'm assessing I'm assessing the statutory fine in the amount of $195. Mr. Arnold, how long will it take you to get that paid?
Probably about a month.
A month? I'm sorry.
Not a, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so I am going to, Mr. Lewis, on the civil infraction, I'm going to adjourn to pay. And I'll adjourn it to May 6th 2022 at 10:30 a.m. And then for the remaining matter, I'll schedule that for review on May 6th, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. As long as you get it paid, sir, you do not have to
Okay.
come back to court. Okay, we'll take care of it. If you don't get it paid, you need to come back to court on time. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, very good. All right, thank you, Ms. Attorney Bradfield. All right. I'm ready to call the remainder of the docket, and then we are going into staffing at 2:30. So let's do the remainder of the docket. You all have been awesome today. I appreciate your service. We got off to a rocky start, but somehow we got it together. So here goes the remainder of the docket. I have for Aaron Alexander, SP 1245193, count 2. It should be a show cause, and count 1 will be a default judgment. For Cordarius Algers, I have case number SP 1234881, counts 1, 2, and 3, all of which will be show cause. And then I have for Reginald Anderson, case number SP 1237217, counts 2 and 3 will be show cause, and then count 1 will be a default judgment. And that ends the docket. Anything else for my consideration?
Judge, you wanted us to follow up with Shyla Ashley.
Yes, there were 2 things. Let's go to, I'm sorry, who did you say first? Shyla
Ashley? Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, did we follow up? I have case number SP 118772211. What's going on with Shyla Ashley?
Your Honor, she was going to bring in her diploma. That's what the court order was, and that you were going to determine fines and costs on today if she came in and brought her diploma.
All right, and she did not come in on today, and that's all I asked her to do. I am going to get KP that particular matter. The bond will be set at $50 cash assured. And Mr. Fikens, I gave your client a break.
I know,
And she
Judge.
just took that break and popped me in the face with it. All right.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to Cortez Anderson, case number 217-34673, counts 1 and 2. Did we find out what was going on with Mr. Anderson?
Judge, I did, if I can get back down to it. There were offers given on Cortez Anderson. And I discussed it, but I thought that, we were going to work it out. I talked with the prosecutor, and that's as far as I can take it, Judge. I don't know anything else.
Mr. Anderson, according to Mr. Lewis, is not on the docket that he has. So, Mr. Lewis, is there some other future court date out there for Mr. Anderson?
I need the case number, Your Honor, because give me the case number, Mr. Pike. Can you give the case number?
Yes, it's
Yes.
21-734-673. 21-734-673, counts 1 and 2.
I'm sorry, Judge, I must mistranspose the number. Can you give it to me one more time? Sorry.
21-734-673, counts 1 and 2.
Okay. It's scheduled, it was removed from the 4th today, and given a new court date of May the 31st.
Oh, no, not at all. No. I don't know who would have removed Cortez Anderson from my docket, but he is to be
Well,
placed back on my. I'm sorry.
Let me back up. I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. Okay, he was scheduled for, let me look at count 2, see what's going on with it.
Okay.
Judge,
Yeah, that's what, it was adjourned for dismissal, for May 31st.
if Your Honor, if I can recall correctly, I believe what happened is we took pleas on many of these. He was given time to pay. We left a couple matters alone, but one being a felony and the other one was an open vehicle as a driver. And I think that was scheduled for April 29th, if I read that correctly, but those are from my notes, Your
Okay.
Honor.
Let me ask this, Mr. Lewis, he has future court dates?
For the two cases, that you gave me, yes, and now it's showing May 31st.
And you're saying
10:30.
they were adjourned to pay?
Well, one says it was adjourned for dismissal, that's count 2.
Okay,
And count 1,
is adjourned to pay?
I'm trying to see now. Count 1, it says dismissal. Adjourned for dismissal. So it
Okay,
must be
leave
another
those,
count.
leave those future court dates out there. Just leave them there. That's what we'll do. Okay?
Okay.
All right, you all. I'm 1 minute into my staffing for specialty court. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Everybody is dismissed. Mr. Lewis, you should have access to